Danny Thomas, sitting here in Copley Square next to a very lovely lady. I think it's going to be a good day.
I don't like interviewers who start out saying, there are no words to introduce my next guest, because I think there are very few people you can say that about. But Danny Thomas is truly one of those people. Caring, our favorite Lebanese. In fact, I don't want to embarrass you, Danny,
What?
but I found a poem that you wrote when you were 12 years old. For the air we breathe and the water we drink, for a soul and a mind with which to think, for the food that comes from a fertile sod, for those and many things I am thankful to God. You were that deep at age 12.
Yeah, I guess I was. Well, of course, you know, we're the descendant of the Phoenicians, and since they were the very first to put things down on paper, and I guess to give us a language and arithmetic and so forth, I always tease my friends and say we were born with a high school diploma in our hands. As we came out of our mother's womb, we had a high school diploma. I don't know, the depth of our people, I guess the language, etc. Arabic, like Hebrew and Aramaic, are very deep languages, meaningful languages, very difficult to translate into any other tongue. So they're deep thinkers. Yeah, I was kind of a loner kid.
Were you?
Inside myself, yeah.
I think that's why you got into this business? To express yourself in another way?
Yeah, I think so.
What do you think? You've met them all, and everyone loves you, and you've done a lot in your life. What do you see for the 1980s in this country?
What do I see?
How do you feel about where we're going?
Oh, I'm terribly disturbed about where we are and where we're going. We don't have to be in this situation that we're in, the inflation, the depression, and all that jazz. I mean, I honestly believe that we do need another cabinet, like a secondary cabinet, an advisory board of businessmen, big corporate men who really know how to run a business, because this is a business. It's a big business, this government of ours. And there's too many bureaus.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
What about the attitudes of, well, I really have to say my generation, because I'm Marlo's age. Are you sympathetic with that? Because I read you said you wish Marlo would get married and have another Marlo.
Yeah, that's the only time I'm allowed to wish that she'll get married, because, you know, she has her own private life. Yes, she's a very bright girl, and I'm on your side, you guys. You know, the fuddy-duddies that either criticize your generation or try to dismiss you as a bunch of screaming kids fail to realize, well, here we are in Boston, where America was born.
I know.
And then fail to realize that the men and the women who began this fight for freedom, all but one were in their 20s.
Yeah, and all of them were a little, they were kind of rebellious. Left England to come over here and start a new world.
Thomas Jefferson was 24 years old.
How do you feel about Marlo being a businesswoman? Is that a fair question?
Yes,
yeah?
I like it a lot.
We have a mutual friend, Sandy Martindale, who helped you on the St. Jude telethon, and I was telling you, she said to me that your wife, Rosemary, is mother to them all. You can't leave your house without her saying, you gotta have this, take some fruit, take some food.
Well, she's like that, have some soup, eat first, you know.
You had a television show that related to a family. Do you think you could bring back Make Room for Daddy? Would that work today?
You mean start from scratch?
No, you think that the concept would work on television today?
Well, the syndicators seem to think so, because they're going to re-syndicate it.
But what if you update? Oh, great. Okay, we can look for it then.
Yeah. I saw several of the sample that we sent them, the old shows. They stand up. The philosophy stands up. The themes stand up. The premises are right. It's today. Respect your parents, love your neighbor, fight with your brother and sister, fight with your mother, hate your father, and then love them, and so on. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. Like in our house, exactly. We really, it was our life story, you know. Because if you discipline a child and I hate you, you've ruined my life. And then 3 o'clock in the morning with a tummy ache, you hear Mommy or Daddy, and then you take them in your arms and hold them and
when they need
rock them to sleep and so forth. So they don't really hate you.
You got out of the limousine here, and the first thing you did was tell a really funny joke. I bet a lot of people think, well, it's your business, and you're on when you have to be on. But do you think sense of humor and a sense of comedy is important in getting along in everyday life?
Well, I think it's it was the means by which the oppressed survived throughout the centuries. And we're in a lot of trouble right now. We better start making a lot of jokes about our situation. And the jokes will awaken some people to the realization that this apathy and non-involvement that has sickened this country, there's a veil of it over. This system of ours is right. The people are wrong. The purveyors, the guarantors of a system are wrong from time to time. And we keep saying they, not realizing that we are they. And so this apathy sets in, this almost, despair that we can't do anything about it because they say. Well, in California, we showed the rest of the country that we are they.
That's great. And you've shown the rest of the world, Danny, because you really care. You built a hospital for sick children. Do you think it's incumbent upon stars to get involved in charity and to give?
No, it was in the beginning, many years ago, it was necessary for an organization to get a tub thumper. Because, Mrs.
Get a what?
A tub thumper, somebody to make noise.
Oh, right, okay.
That's
Is that a Lebanese expression?
No, it's a carnival expression.
Okay.
Guy thumped the tub, bang, bang, bang,
Okay.
and people gathered around.
People have gathered around here and you haven't been thumping a tub, but okay.
Anyway, I'm talking through my hoarse throat. Someone to call attention to it. And as I say, Mr. and Mrs. Dokes, Johnny Q, Mr. Everyday Average Citizen, who'd pay attention. But a Bob Hope, and for that, Eddie Cantor, God rest his soul, was Will Rogers. People like that in the early days, they were the ones who fronted these things. But they were titular heads, fronts, and they would appear a couple of times a year and give a message on the radio or something, a picture on a billboard. But the organizations needed them, so they came to us. I helped out a lot before I got involved in the building of St. Jude Hospital. But with me, I'm not the titular head. I'm unfortunately the working head.
You really do work it then?
I
Not
work
just
like a
as
dog,
you're
yeah.
here for the convention?
Yeah, I've only worked professionally 2 weeks in a day this year, and the year's about over.